Welcome back, guys, to Unfiltered Convos, and today we will be discussing reunion part 2 for Vanderpump Rules. And can someone please get Lala off of my television screen because she is like a walking contradiction at this point, and she is all over the place. Now, we saw where it continued, where it was with Katie and Lala, and Katie pretty much was not interested anymore because it's like she kept trying to tell Katie how to feel and how to react, and the fact that she had this moment where she vents to Lala on the phone off screen. She wants to keep for her to come on screen and pretty much play into the narrative that everybody wanted to play into this season, was to make Ariana look like the bad guy. No, that is all fine and dandy, but it's like, at what point do you guys actually owe loyalty to each other? Because this trying to play it up for the cameras and then at the same time telling persons to be authentic does not work. Like, if you're playing it up for cameras, you're not being authentic. So I don't see, as I said, she's like a walking contradiction. Now, we also got where we had Ariana and also Lala got into it, where Lala has this thing where she feels like she has to one up someone else. So she came across by saying that she feels like because she has a child, her boundaries surpasses Ariana setting her own boundaries. Like, help it make sense to me. Like, everybody in life has their own boundaries, and you cannot tell someone what boundaries make sense and what does not make sense. Because if for me, that's what gonna make me stay mentally healthy. And the fact that Ariana is someone who struggles with mental health, why would I tell her how she should react and what boundaries make sense? It was the same Lala who was telling Katie that she trying to make sense to Katie is not a matter of her life is not basically trying to make sense to Katie. So now, why again is it that you're asking Ariana to make boundaries that make sense to you? And then, because you did the same thing and you got called out for doing the same thing with Randall, then you start to throw the whole kid in it because you have a child and because this man is this and LA Times and whatever. That is your boundaries. And this is the thing where Ariana said to her that she may not maybe fully understand what Lala is going through, but she respects her boundaries. And that's all Ariana is asking for, a respect for her boundaries. Like, why is that so hard to believe? Like, it's not even a full year since this has happened. Why do you expect her to behave like how you are behaving a couple of years after your situation? Like, it just does not make any sense. It does not make any sense to me. It's really confusing. Like, how can you tell this girl how she should react, but you can react in whatever way you want to react? And I think Katie said it, where you are basically how many years ahead of your situation when that happened, and you can look back and know stuff that, okay, you probably should have done that, you probably should have done this, you probably should have done. But then why is it that you're forcing your growth on someone pretty much? Why? We got Arlie and Joe that came out at the reunion. Ali says that she's charging $190 something per hour for her reading services. I hope that's a good ass reading for you to be charging $190 something per hour each hour. Yeah, I hope that reading is good and accurate if that's the fact. We then got into the whole Schwartz and Joe of it all, and did Schwartz really lead Joe on to my viewing? Yes. Is Schwartz someone who knows how to articulate himself properly or his feelings? No. So we finally got Joe has some backative at this reunion. But this whole scene was just like all over the place to me. Like everybody was just talking over one another. It was so confusing. Schwartz starts to actually show some sort of feeling where he got flustered because everybody literally was coming at him, rightfully so, in terms of how he led Jo on or probably made her feel as if like it was more serious than it was. And the thing where as well where Joe is saying that you can't even state like if it's an actual relationship or what it was, but you are using all of these words that would basically define a relationship, but you don't want to say it was a relationship. But then you're talking to this young 20-something-year-old and it's you are so committed that it's a relationship. And I'm hoping that works for you. But honestly speaking, looking at the pictures that they flashed across the screen, I don't see where this relationship is going to even work. I just think it's just fun for the summer for you. And by maybe next season, when you guys decide to pick back up cameras, then who knows if that relationship will still be going. Um, we then got into Ali and James of it all, and we saw where Ali basically was saying that she still is not ready for marriage, but if she was supposed to be proposed to, she would definitely get engaged. But it would be a long engagement because I'm assuming she's going to use that engagement to figure out if she really wants to get married. And I do hope that because they seem like they really love each other, but I do hope that it actually works out because James clearly looks like he wants a child and also marriage, and Ali seems like she's just figuring it out on the way. So don't know how is that going to work when one partner is this way and the other partner is thinking this way, but let's see. We saw where they discuss Hippie and Graham, and I would not want to say I believe Rachel, but I think there's somewhat truth to what she was saying because I don't know. Whenever he just gets like when Andy was discussing the stuff that Rachel said, just James' reaction to me just came off as if like he was like he didn't know how to answer the question or he feel a little bit flustered, and then he kept doing this little this little playback, like he's trying to make it seem like he's laughing it off. But I think there is somewhat truth to it. It may not be 100% what Rachel said it was, but I think there's somewhat truth to it. And I think with all of that and the alleged physical abuse that his previous exes have stated, I think all of that, just to me, from looking in, I could see it. And just the part where he was discussing the reason why he doesn't drink anymore, and Ali was saying she doesn't like how he gets when he drinks, that just to me gives me like, was there some physical abusing happening when he drinks or something, allegedly? But I am just a bit confused as to that whole situation. But I'm praying to God that he stays off the drink. It's sad though that if he does decide to take a sip of drink, his girlfriend will leave him. So we'll see about that. But that's why it's best that when you do stuff for yourself and not necessarily for other persons. Now, I'm trying to think what else in this reunion made that was a highlight on the top of my brain. Yes, so they discussed the whole Sheena and Schwartz kissing, and I don't know, like I was like Katie in that moment. Like it's not even worth a segment. It's not even worth anything to be discussed that long. And I don't know, something about Sheena. She gets kicks or likes off of persons hitting on her, despite if she's in a relationship or she's married. It's like she likes the feeling or likes bragging, I should say, about persons who have basically tried to hit on her, who she have made out with, who was her previous ex, who she went. It's like it's too, and then your husband is sitting literally right beside you, and you're just acting as if like it's all fun. that you have been hit on, and everybody in the group has hit on you, and you literally went through the room with your husband right there, going through the room of pointing out persons and what moments this person hit on you. And I don't know why you get likes off of that. The fact that you came into the group, or we know you coming into the show where you were a mistress, and you're how many years now? As you said, you're turning 40, and it's like you still feel some kick off of being hit on. I don't know. Something is not adding up. It doesn't make sense. And your husband's sitting right beside you on top of it. Like, I don't know. So for me, for Vanderpump Rules, I don't know. For the reunion, I'm gonna give it a little, probably a 7.5 out of 10. I'm really hoping this show is either off the air or they do some revamping come next season, because this overproducing thing that they're doing and this playing it up for the cameras and we're here to make a show, and Lala keeps talking about we have been doing this for how many years, and the part of this is to have tough conversations. Yeah, but I don't think the part of it as well is you guys acting for camera, and then when persons are being their authentic self or whatever, you're then calling out someone because you're not acting like how you guys want them to act. And I think Sandoval for this reunion was like so happy he was not under fire like how he was last year, because for me he has been escaping through this reunion. He's just sitting down giving facial reactions, like he's just happy the heat is off of him. But I don't know. The reunion part two, lacklusterish to me. I'm assuming the third part will hopefully be great, because this is where we saw where they're going to play the last 10 minutes of the finale, which they did not see, and to get their reaction. So let's see if that sparks some sort of emotion or drama for the last part. But that was the end of the recap for Vanderpump Rules. Nothing really to discuss in this reunion, so it's a short recap, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.